Use traps in D&D is something that comes up a lot. Let me give you a rundown of kind of how I would do this. So you enter a corridor. That corridor is about 20 to 30 feet long. We'll say 30 feet for this example. And it's about 5 feet wide. You could even do 10 feet, but for the purpose of this one, it's 5 feet wide. You'll see why in a second. And so the first thing the players are going to do, everyone's going to roll a perception check. Okay. And they're going to roll a perception check and they're going to get the highest check. Let's just call it an 18, right? On the left-hand wall, there are holes all throughout the long. It can tell us that something at some point was designed to come out of those holes based upon what they've seen. They've seen something like this before. They look across the floor and they can see it looks like there's depressions, definitely something of trigger traps, but they're not really too sure. That's what they see. Now, if they would have rolled a 20 or 25, they would have actually seen on the right-hand wall that those stones actually have some kind of engraving in them. It's very minor and very subtle, but in the current lighting conditions, they don't see it. So one of the players decides, okay, let's see if we can disarm the traps, but they can't figure out the thing. So they throw a heavy object on there, land on one of the tiles, and it shoots a dart across. Okay, so now they know what the trap is. So what they ended up doing is they put their shields on the left-hand side and they get covers and they're going to run down the aisle. Well, the moment they step on the tiles that aren't thing, the wall on the right-hand side flares up and flames spewed across with arcane energy. And so they end up having to roll dex saving throws, and they take half damage because they succeed, and then they realize that that was the trap. Now, only one party member actually made it through that. And as the players are trying to figure out how to get across and what tiles are that, a gelatinous cube drops down from behind them and starts moving across that. Now, I'm not going to have the gelatinous cube move at full speed. It's going to move 5 feet per turn. So they've got about 3 turns to actually figure out how to move this. And so this is one of those times where I use a timer. I'm going to give the players more than 6 seconds, 18 seconds to actually figure out what to do. But the point is to put pressure on the players. We gave them a couple of skill checks. We gave a variety of information. There was a false trap and a true trap. And we allowed the players then to panic a little bit. The trap's not going to do an entirely enough damage to kill the players, but it would definitely kill a commoner. And so that's just an idea of giving a little bit of information, and maybe the trap is not as apparent. You can also do this where players are trying to figure this out and they get part of the information, but not the entire piece of the information. So traps are fun, but a lot of times it's just a one skill check. If you don't succeed, then you figure it out. In this case, they got half the trap right. So combining those things together and allowing the players kind of an opportunity to both fail and succeed at the same time is a little bit more fun. You don't want there to be nothing other than a fail case. And if they would have rolled investigation on the walls themselves, I may have actually been a little bit more specific. But this is where you as a dungeon master being creative comes into place.